There is a question that comes very often, has to do with the tithes and offerings. And in order to understand the answer, we need to dig deeper into the history of the church. If we look at the Old Testament, we have the example of Melchizedek and Abraham, later by the name Abraham. When he returned from fighting to deliver his nephew Lot, Lot was delivered, and as a token or spoil of the battle, he was given several treasures from the kings that Abraham and 238 or close to that soldiers, servants of Abraham. They defeated those kings, and when he came back, he gave the tithe of all the spoils to Melchizedek. And the king of Sodom offered to him another treasure of the battle, and Abraham refused to take it. So it is not true that Abraham gave the 10% of everything he had. No. The Bible is very clear. He gave the 10% of the spoil after defeating the kings that enslaved his nephew Lot. Then we have the example of Jacob. He made a covenant with the Lord. From everything you give me, I will give you back 10%. Note very carefully that Jacob is the father of Levi, the father of the Levites, the priesthood. So Jacob did not give the 10% to the Levites. They were not born yet. They were not called to the priesthood yet. But he made a covenant with God, which is something that anybody can do. But be careful. Whatever covenant we do with the Lord has to be fulfilled, because the Lord will always fulfill his part. So it is up to us to make sure that we are able to comply to whatever we offer, lest we fall short from our commitments to the Lord, which is wrong. As a matter of fact, the Bible says, do not commit anything. It's rather better that you don't offer anything than to making a commitment you fall short. Now, after that, we have Moses and the law. And every tribe received a land portion as inheritance, but not like that with the tribe of Levi. Their inheritance was the Lord, the priesthood, the temple, and the sacrificial system. In exchange, the Lord gave them the offerings and the first fruits of the other tribes. That's how they supported themselves. But if we are very careful into reading Deuteronomy chapter 24, 22, 24, 22, 23, 24, chapters that talk about tithes and offerings, we will see that the tithe was not intended only for the Levites, but also to be shared with the orphans and the widows. So I'm asking those that collect tithes and offerings today, are they priesthood? Are they orphans? Are they widows? Are they making sure that the law is complied in its fullness? Malachi 3:10 is one of the favorite scriptures every Sunday in those churches that have made a use of a banking loan, a mortgage to buy their warehouses. Is that the model we learn from the New Testament, the apostles, and the early church? Let us be careful in the way we judge things. In the New Testament, we don't have any example of tithes and offerings, uh, only offerings and volunteer offerings with the purpose to sponsor the missionary work in compliance with the Great Commission. So, why today we have so many churches so focused in the building of warehouses? Where do we get that model?